Hi everybody, I'd like to show you today how to install a new virtual machine using VirtualBox from Oracle. So first we want to find the VirtualBox program. It's here if you've downloaded it and installed it under Oracle VM. I've already got a virtual machine for Fedora Scientific that I use a lot, so I'm going to show you how to set up a new one. You actually can have as many as you want. So you click New to set up a new virtual machine. We're going to do a Linux guest operating system, and then below here we're going to scroll down and find Fedora 64-bit. On the web pages I've already told you about adjusting your BIOS options if you don't see 64-bit here. It doesn't matter, you can set up a 32-bit machine, that's fine. Sorry about my email popping up there. Next, we want to set up how much memory this virtual machine is allowed to use out of the memory that we have on the host system. I'm going to set this to 4,096 bytes. That's a good round number because I have 8 gigabytes of RAM. Actually, I have 16, sorry. I just installed some new RAM, that's right. So 4 will be plenty for this machine. We're going to create a virtual hard drive now. Just click Create, take the VDI option at the top here. Dynamically allocated means that the system will only use as much disk space from your actual hard drive as is needed, up to whatever maximum size we set. The default is 8 gigabytes. Fedora Linux will ask for at least 10 when you install. I say at least give it 20. That's not a huge chunk, but that gives you a little bit of maneuvering room. You can increase this later if you need to. Okay, so we've got our system set up. It's just called Linux. We could have named it something different, like Fedora Scientific Demo. Okay, now we have a Fedora Scientific Demo system. The next thing we have to do is we have to put the Fedora Scientific CD, or virtual CD, the ISO, into the virtual CD-ROM for this machine. So you're going to click Settings, as I just did, go here to Storage, click on the empty CD here, go up to this little CD icon, and click Choose a Virtual CD disk file. I've previously downloaded the Fedora Live Scientific CD and left it on my desktop here. So when I click this and choose the virtual CD, I'm going to go to my desktop and find that image that I just left there and click on it. Double click on it. And this is a live bootable DVD, so we're going to click this as well. You can see here that it is an ISO image file. It's 3.4 gigabytes. This is its location. And so we're ready to go. All right, now we have a brand new virtual machine, and as soon as we click Start, this machine is going to boot up and find that DVD in its DVD tray. All virtual, of course. It looks like this. VirtualBox starts up. It starts booting. Start Fedora Live will happen in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 seconds unless I hit Enter first and get it to start reading that DVD file. Don't worry about that. The calibration, whatever it's trying to do, failed. What you want to see are these blue and white lines sliding across the bottom of the virtual machine's display. The machine is booting from the ISO file that we loaded into its DVD tray. It's got to spin a little while, but you'll see icons popping up on the bottom here in a moment. The screen is a little bit bigger than my desktop here, but pretty soon you'll see that you have a running Linux system on your virtual machine. The next option is to install to your hard drive here. And so we're going to click that and see the little bouncing gear, which shows us that Linux is installing onto the virtual hard drive of the VM that you just created. Okay, now we get to choose some options. I'm going to go with US English, and if you scroll down and up, you can see that these things that are off of your screen here. So for instance, I'm going to click continue here. Okay, next. Our date and time look good. Our keyboard is English. Our network is working. That is telling us that we are using the network of the host machine, but we don't have our choice of where we're going to install to. Click on this hard disk here. This is the VBox hard disk, 20 point some gigabytes that I just set up. Highlight that and then click. There's no continue down here. They've moved the done button up to here. For some reason this has been going back and forth for me. I click that and then click done, and I am going to automatically configure my Fedora installation on this disk. Continue. Saving storage configuration. Good. Alright, once we have no warning signs or notices there, we're going to begin the installation here. While that's happening, we can set up a couple of accounts. There is a root account, which is the administrator of the system and has complete control to look at and delete any files, install any files, and so forth. And then there is the default user. We could make several users if we wanted for this machine, but this will be the account that you use typically whenever you're running your programs on this machine. So first, let's set the root password. Pick some password that you can remember. So it likes that password. Okay, we got the root password set, and now we're going to create a user, and so we want to give it our real name. It picks a nice username for us. You can change this if you want, but I think it's fine to use your first initial last name. You could put an underscore in here if you wanted to keep it the same as your UOP account. I always click make this person an administrator, and we're going to give this a password as well. Okay, so we have these two things set up already, and now we just have to wait for the software to install. You can see that once it has installed the software, the rest of the installation is performing post-installation setup tasks. Finally, you should see this great text message on your system. Fedora is now successfully installed. So, click quit, and we can start playing with it. In order to reboot the machine, we first find the Fedora Start button here, the Kickoff launcher. Click that. You'll see a variety of options here. We'll explore those later on. The first one you want is the Leave option, and to restart the machine. Sorry, shut down the machine. Turn off the computer. And there's a reason that I chose turn off or shut down instead of restart. That's because we have to take that CD out of the tray. If we leave that DVD ISO file in the virtual tray, then when the machine starts, it will boot from the CD once again, and we'll have the option to install. What we want to do is boot from the virtual hard drive of our VM without the CD in the tray. We click shut down, and the machine should shut down. If not, we have a couple of options. One is we can go to the machine here and click close. Another is we can just click the X button there, and we'll get this little window. Usually you just want to power off the machine. If the machine is messed up for some reason, save the machine status for troubleshooting and so forth. So power off the machine is what you want here. We do that, and the machine will close. Now we go back to our Fedora Scientific VM that we created. We click on the Settings button again, go to Storage, click on this Fedora Live CD, and up to the CD icon here on the side, click Remove Disk from Virtual Machine. Now the CD tray is empty, and we will reboot our machine now from its virtual hard drive. Click Start. Now you can see that we have the Fedora kernel. If we do nothing, the machine will just start in its normal state. You can always hit Enter to start it early if you don't want to wait the 3 seconds that it counts down. You can see that the startup is very much like it was before, blue and white lines. And we will be offered a login prompt, and we should log in as the user that we just created. There we go. All right, this is the login screen for Fedora Scientific. So here we're going to put our username, and here our password. Hit Enter, and we are logged into the machine. If I scroll down here to the bottom, we will see what's happening. And we won't have to do this scrolling for long. Pretty soon I will show you how we will fit the Fedora display to the display on your computer. Okay, this is our Fedora system. Notice we have this window that we saw before, but instead of install to hard drive, we have home and we have trash, something like we might see on a Windows machine. Down at the bottom, we have our panel, this bar down at the bottom that carries informational icons and the Fedora version of the Start button. This thing is called the panel, and we'll talk more about that later on. If we click on Home, you can see our files and folders that we have so far. So documents like Windows, music and pictures, videos, etc. This is called the Dolphin File Explorer. Has a lot of information on the side, and I encourage you to look around and play with that at your leisure. Okay, so at this point you have a Fedora Scientific Linux virtual machine running on your computer. In this case Windows, and in the next video we'll do the same thing for Mac. So thanks for watching. I'm going to show you how to install the virtual guest editions next.